No, I'm not. How am I? No.
Is he on that movie too?
Matt Damon's in Interstellar?
There we go right there. They don't even know what they're talking about. I think the ones that really stand out too are the designers that actually figure out what their style is. Finding your own thing though, I think that just takes a while too. Just something that I still haven't found. Okay, who's Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway was on the ship, and then she went to the other planet.
Well, there you go.
And he went to go save her.
I thought it was a dog that did. No.
See, look at you. You never know.
Don't forget it was movie.
That's why I have to watch the movie.
Artists on Instagram, they probably, I'm not sure if you saw, were saying AI, we need to like stop it. I could see the argument where people would say, oh shit, well, why do we need designers? But I don't think that's
gonna do it. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ori Evans here on the Good Taste Podcast. Here I have an awesome guest with me today. He's a person who has had great taste in the past, but as of recently, we really came to a crossroads. It's my man, Carlos Rodriguez. Welcome him. And then he has this homie here. Introduce yourself, man. George Morales on here too. It's always great to have new people in. So, honestly, Interstellar is a great movie. And Carlos does not think so. You thought Annihilation was better than Interstellar.
Okay, I think...
Wrong.
Okay, no. Okay, if we wanna set this right, I just wanna say my whole thing about Interstellar is it's a good movie. It's highly overrated, for sure. Why? And I think it's because of the. Well, I mean, it's a good movie. The stuff they do right with the cinematography, all the cool shots in space, that cool shit they did with that planet, like badass, for sure. Acting badass, like it was pretty good. Well, to some points on that, the acting part. But my whole thing is on the third act of the film, I think it just falls apart. So I feel like all that could have probably been wrapped up in a good 15 minutes or so, not probably 45 minutes of that part.
So you're saying the third act was too long. That's why you think it is worth
that, and also the whole love argument thing, the whole speech about
you don't believe in love.
Nah, that's not what it is. I feel like they kind of coughed out instead of trying to explain a good reason why they all this time travel and shit is working and all that. They're like, fuck it, let's just throw in love, and love is the reason that everything works. Yeah, it's you had something good going, but you couldn't figure out what your thing was gonna be, so you just fucked around and everyone loves love, it's just and I feel like okay, you could say Annihilation was worse, cinematography. I mean, it's just not the same. Basically, it's not have the same budget at all compared to it. But I still think that Alex Garland made a pretty good film. And people probably complained about the third act as well. And the first act. Nah, okay.
The opening act.
Nah, okay.
Everything about it was terrible. Everything.
And that's where my argument came in, because I did not think it was a terrible movie.
I don't know what was wrong, man. So I don't understand. Why do you think that is a good? What makes Annihilation to you a good film?
I think there's peeling an onion type of thing. There's levels to it.
There's levels to the film.
For sure, I think so. Yeah.
So okay, I remember this verbatim. This is how bad it was. In the opening sequence, I don't remember who the actress was in the beginning. Whoever the main actress is. Natalie Portman. She's awesome. Love Natalie Portman. She's sitting, and this guy, who's also a really well-known actor, is asking her questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just so you know, Oscar.
Okay, Oscar. Yeah, two great, awesome actors that I really like. And so he asks her a few questions. What do you know about this? She answers. What do you know about this? She gives an answer. And then he asks a very specific, he's like, well, what do you know about this specific person? And she says, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Let me finish.
Wait, that's not what it starts with.
Go ahead. No. So she's like, I don't know. And so he looks at her and goes, so what do you know? And it cuts. That is the whole scene.
No, okay,
she just answered 3 questions. She just told him what she knew. And then he goes, so tell me what you know. After she doesn't answer one question, I was like, this is already going to be bad. This is already going to be bad. This is so
without context.
That conversation was terrible. I was like,
that's
not or Arrival.
That wasn't Oscar Isaac, actually. You're thinking about
okay.
The opening scene was actually with that doctor. I'm not gonna be.
It was in a room. It was in a room.
Yeah, but it was the doctor he was with, that. He was I'm not sure if he was a doctor, but he was a guy that was interviewing her after she came back from The Shimmer.
So what does that movie mean?
Well, the way I interpreted it, if I remember, it was more like everyone kind of dealt with their own trauma / cancer / whatever they had in the past or addiction with different ways. You know, like, Natalie Portman, she had all that grief because of her own reasons.
Right.
That lady had acceptance because she was like annihilation, like you said, like fuck it. That one crazy chick that just went like crazy on everyone, trying to kill them, denial, and the last one I forgot what she was like. But with Interstellar, and I think the problem with that is like people think, oh, I just don't understand it, but that makes it a good film.
Yeah, like they
makes you think. It makes you
like
makes people think that, oh, maybe I was just dumb enough not to understand the movie, even though the movie is literally about him loving his daughter so much that this whole shit happened, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you don't come to realize like, oh wait, what? That was kind of fucking stupid,
Well, okay. I think you're going.
That's where I thought.
Nah, you're going to. It's not just about the love thing. That wasn't like he said it. He said it's love, but that's just like. I think it goes a bit deeper, like you said. There's some layers.
Yeah, exactly. It goes deeper.
That's the human.
But it's also the execution of it, though. I think that's where it kind of just.
So you're saying the part? Okay. So what happens is that he's inside the. I forget
black hole or something like that.
He's inside the black hole. It's like it looks like a library.
Bookcase.
Yeah. It looks like a bookcase, and so you're saying when he's in there. Flying around, looking at all the memories and like he's in 4D space, looking at time.
That's pretty much.
You're saying that's what like you're saying that's bad. You're saying it's a bad part.
No, I'm not saying that's bad, but when you explain how he got there and what he's doing and like what this shit is about, it's like what?
Well, he's saying that's like that was the reason he's not saying he's not saying that was the catalyst or anything. He's saying that's the reason he did it. He's the person that did everything and understood everything.
Okay.
He's saying love is what brought him there because he's always thinking about his daughter. He was always thinking about her, trying to get her to safety, and so everything he was doing, regardless if he knew it or not, was getting him closer to helping her because that's what he wanted to do because of love.
Yeah, and I understand that too, but it's just like just because I don't know. I understand his reasoning and all that and stuff like that, but I just think they didn't do a good job explaining that because of love, because of his thrive for being with his daughter and everything like that. He was able to figure out this such and such answer was this and all that, but instead it was like the answer was love.
What the answer to what?
The whole thing, like they were trying to communicate back with the daughter and all that with the whole whatever TikTok, whatever.
Yeah.
Tapping or whatever.
Yeah. It's been a while, but I'm trying to remember.
No, you're right.
You think maybe that when you start going back to love, like do you think maybe that's the way to not necessarily dumb it down, but make it relatable? Because like if you explain it scientifically, I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Well, exactly. I mean, you don't have to do it like that, but I just think.
But I'm saying, but I think that's.
But that's all they did, though. Exactly. I think so, but I think it's just he had like create a problem that he couldn't solve. And
well, I mean, I can't think of anything.
Exactly. I mean,
alternative to that.
I mean, that's what happens when you make these complex films. Like, it just goes to show too. Like, does he do all the writing, or do you have other people?
Oh, you going on this thing? All right, his brother helps him.
Oh, and was he in it?
And his brother write it.
I think he actually did write Interstellar.
Yeah, they co-write.
Yeah,
because they're it's a family thing.
And I'm not even I'm not even a hater of Christopher Nolan. I actually think that some of his movies are in my top 5. Like The Prestige, I think is awesome.
Prestige is
Memento, beautiful film. Beautiful
film.
Inception,
Dark Knight,
that was just
amazing.
And I just think it's probably like the expectations of his films to just be like these
sky high.
Like like such amazing, perfect films that just people critique a bit more, but I mean, it's also like the other way around where people think, oh shit, well it's a Christopher Nolan film,
it's just good automatically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we put in space, you throw in Matthew McConaughey, and it's just like, that's a good movie, like shit, that's already a good movie, like regardless,
Yeah.
Like,
so what did you think about the scene where, if you remember this, he's on the ship and they haven't been able to communicate with Earth for a long time.
That was good.
Finally gets back, right? He sees his daughter grow up and stuff.
Very emotional.
He was crying the whole time. What about
that? And the whole Matt Damon sequence was like pretty badass.
Oh, the one where they were running away from the Matt Damon.
He's thinking of Martian.
No, I'm not. How am I? No.
Is he on that movie too?
Matt Damon's in Interstellar?
There we go right there. They don't even know what they're talking about.
No, dude, I know he's the Martian.
His name is even the man, like something man. Like his last name is MANN. It was like another way to.
It was like Jimmy pulled that.
No,
I don't think Matthew
forgot what's in
McConaughey
that.
went up to Matt Damon and was like, "It's about love." He was.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm talking about like Anne Hathaway's character. She was the one arguing for love or some shit like that.
No, Anne Hathaway is the one that figured out the formula or something. Didn't she? Oh no, she was
Okay,
no.
again.
No.
Someone
Stay. No.
Her.
Let me stop. Let me know. Her thing. No.
This is the best film of
That's
all
whatever.
time.
No, she had the baby. She was caring about the baby. That's why she was talking about love, because she was carrying the like next generation. She wasn't talking about anything else about the science. No, she had. They had the little they had the colony or whatever they had to set up. Did they not?
No, you're thinking of what's her name? Jessica Chastain. The daughter. That's the daughter.
Okay. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anne Hathaway. Okay, who's Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway was on the ship, and then she went to the other planet.
Well, there you go.
And he
Yeah,
went to go
exactly.
save her, and she started the new colony. So what are you saying?
No. Okay.
She started the new colony.
I thought it was the daughter that did. No.
See, look at you. You don't even know.
Someone
you
can watch the movie.
Okay.
I have to watch the movie.
You don't even know who they
What are
were.
you talking about?
Okay. I think we just need to watch it. It's not even his top 5.
No, I don't think it is.
But that we
It's
talked
top
about
five
that. But that's because his top 5 are all Oscar, and this one was also an Oscar-worthy film. It's like we had Dark Knight, Memento, Inception, Prestige,
Yeah, that was really good.
and then there's one more.
That was his early movies too, right?
Yeah, Memento. Yeah, he just started.
Oh,
off
Memento
strong.
2 and Prestige were.
Yeah, and there's one of the first ones.
We forgetting
Dunkirk.
That was not better than.
Uh,
That was
No,
not.
No, I think
better.
story-wise
he
it
did
was.
make Dunkirk. That was not better.
Dunkirk. Are you missing one after that? Is it
There was another one. It was Dark Knight. Dark Knight, Inception, Memento, Prestige.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk is not there. We have to be missing one.
Young Jamie, please pull up.
That's crazy. I guess it is his top 5, so you're wrong. What are you talking about?
Agree to disagree on that.
You think Dunkirk is better
Better movie? Yeah, I think so.
Then what? The Interstellar?
than Interstellar?
Better. Okay, better.
Crazy.
Better plot.
It's
Movie
World
overall,
War. What do you mean? You can't compare those. What do you mean?
No, not even.
It's the World War.
So you're
cannot
saying
compare
every
that.
World War movie is just like a
Those literally automatically almost get the Oscar every time.
No,
I can prove
no,
that.
okay, not
It's
about
like World War
Oscars,
movies.
but
You don't have to write a story. It's
You don't
already-
have to write a
it's already
story. All you do is play with time. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go
there. Yeah,
here.
you're doing here and there.
No, okay.
Everybody knows
inside.
what's happening.
That's a whole other argument. So you're saying just what biopics are just like easy?
It wasn't even a biopic. It was just
You
hey.
have to
let me-
execute it right. I mean,
Yeah,
Not by-
if you
yeah,
execute it
well,
right. But
yeah.
he was just playing around with time and going to like the water, the air, the land. Just that's it. That's all he was doing. We all know what happens. We all.
I mean, we do know what happens.
It's like it wasn't something crazy. It wasn't like whoa.
Yeah, but I still think it was just like, even then, just like A, B, C. You know, just
Yeah.
good, and it wasn't like good. You know, like that's.
I guess I see what you're saying. So man, tell me, dude. Good taste. What makes a good designer in your eyes? We're gonna move away from the movies.
Okay, that's a very packed question. What separates them is like mostly the drive, also like the output, like how much content they put out there, because like they're not afraid of like showcasing any mistakes, because
right.
they just learn from them, and that's another thing too, like just learning how to take that criticism and just evolve it even further. I think the ones that really stand out too are the designers that actually figure out what their style is, figure out their shtick. Because I mean, anyone could like copy something and say like, oh shit, or, like make it like just as perfect, or like say like an artist that just like draws the person next to them and like that's pretty cool and all that. But what's your spin to it?
Yeah.
No, because what's stopping the next person from just drawing the same thing?
How do you think people find that? They're like
I mean, that's just from years of putting out shit and then like fine tuning it and then just putting in their own twists, or just like just playing around until they find something that just there's like something they could just show someone else. I'm like, oh shit, that's a Ori piece, or you know what I mean, like Ori film or anything like that as well. Finding your own thing though, I think that just takes a while too. Just something that I still haven't found. I mean, people probably say, oh shit, that's your style, but well, to me personally, I don't think I found a style yet.
I was gonna say too, it's like, well, for me, from dancing wise, like I think I've been told that too, but in my eyes too, I'm like, I don't think I have one. So it's like, do you also even recognize? Can you even recognize that you develop your own, or? Because I feel like you're always searching, and maybe at some point you get to a point where you're like, okay, I know, like, I got it locked down. But I feel like before that, you might even achieve it and not even realize it.
Yeah.
And it's until somebody from the outside looks at it, it's like.
I mean, I think that's true actually, because I think there's people out there that seen like designs. Even at work, probably Ron has seen, look, work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine how you would go about not starting by copying somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and
You gotta
I mean,
find it first, right?
yeah, and I feel like if you ask somebody how would you do it without copying somebody, it would have to be somebody who's already copied it and gone through that process to learn is at the top.
Right.
And they can tell you, but somebody who's fresh, like if you start a podcast, like your first episode, like I'm pretty sure you're kind of taking these ideas from other things you've seen. Like if I tell you just create an original, it'd be incredibly hard. You can do it probably, but it'd take time to just even sit down and think about it before you even start. And even then, you might even like not knowingly. I don't even know if the word copy would be right because you're not directly being influenced by it, but create something that's already been created.
Right.
Because that happens in dancing too. Like somebody will make a move and literally be like in their mind original, like literally did not look at anybody else.
Yeah.
But it's just so many of dancers out there and creators that somebody already did that too.
Right.
But even though he didn't copy it, it's still not original.
Right.
But to them it is because, and it's genuinely original because they did not get inspiration from that person. It's just, there's too many people. Like you can't not copy somebody.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think, I mean, this is probably
maybe copy is the right word at that point.
And I think this is kind of branching further with the whole AI art that's been coming out. Not even art, just everything.
AI.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah, the AI thing in general is kind of
because like artists on Instagram, they probably I'm not sure if you saw, were saying it's like a war between us versus them.
But the thing is though, with AI, it's doing what it's doing because it's being fed what people have made. So like, yeah, it'll create original art for you, but has been fed art that's been created.
I mean, I think
that's how it does it.
Yeah, and if anything, it's just like just speeding through like you finding a certain thing or like typing in something like you said. Like, it's not meant to be like the end product. I think that's where. That's how I view it. It's like it's not
like a brainstorming tool to help you get started.
For sure. I mean,
that's how Kevin was explaining it to us, and I was like, oh, I like this because I didn't think about it that way.
Exactly. Oh yeah, because you have a friend that he does all that.
He uses it.
Yeah, and he makes some pretty badass shit.
Right.
And I think I feel like if you use it more in like your brainstorming process or like just creating ideas, I feel like it's perfect.
Yeah.
But I think I could see the argument where people will say, oh shit, well, why do we need designers? But I don't think that's ever going to be an issue because it's not, even when you look at the end product, it's not going to be like this, creative, unique, original piece because it's just...
They all look the same.
Yeah.
I mean, at least like what I've seen, like when they are...
I mean, you could type, pretty sure people know how to type in the right words.
Right.
But for the basic user, it's like, for example, I've seen on Instagram, like, people have been... I think it was a trend like recently where people were asking it to paint them or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like looking through people's posts and like they all look the same style.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I remember one podcaster said it's just gonna be like a couple of degrees off from what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And even if it was like the same, it's just like okay, it's not. That's it. You know what I mean? It's not this amazing thing that just is gonna take over everything. You know, like if you don't have to be scared, you can just use that and just push yourself further with this new technology.
Right. Yeah, it's just
that's not gonna go anywhere at all because people are gonna be using it like crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never saw that as a thing that intimidated me at all, or
in the
if anything, because if anything, I was just more like, oh shit.
Outside of the creative world, I can see concerns, but in the creative world, I don't.
No, for sure. Outside, I mean, there's some other shit.
That's a whole other thing, but
yeah, for sure, like another rabbit hole.
You know what's crazy? So my girlfriend's, I don't know, I don't know if it's their niece or nephew or somebody that she knows, like family wise, like it's a kid, right? It's like 10 years old or something.
Yeah.
He
watches.
Her other niece was asking him like, "What do you like to watch or whatever?"
Oh shit.
And he was like, "I like streaming, like video game streamers on YouTube." And she's like, and then blah blah blah. He's like, "And Andrew Tate." And when she told me, I was like, when she was telling me that, she told her that, I was like, because she was asking me like, "Do you know who Andrew Tate is?" And I was like, "Yeah." She started telling me the story, and I was like, and then when she gets to that part, I'm like, how old is he? Like 10, like 8 or something? He's like, yeah, like younger than so and so, like 10.
What?
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then I started like, then I started thinking of like something I never thought of is like, does Andrew Tate ever? Okay, first of all, before I say that, I know that he's the type of personality that probably doesn't care that you say like, oh hey, do you know that kids are watching your stuff? Like he probably doesn't care, right? He's that like machismo type character. But I'm like, does he think of that? Does he like? He tries to expose like his views on people and like tries to get an audience and influencer.
Yeah.
But does he even think about that? His stuff can be seen by kids.
I didn't even realize.
And like, what impact does that have?
Yeah.
And like, if that's your intention, then that's good for him, right? Like he's getting exactly what he wants. But if he's not, like, does he understand that that's happening? Because it obviously is, and I didn't even think about it until she told me that.
Never would have.
So I was like, okay, and then she was like, okay, he was saying that he likes video games, and I've seen Andrew Tate say something about like, yeah, guys shouldn't play video games, like it's a waste of time, whatever. So I'm like, those two things are like opposite sides. I'm like, how is he interested in like Andrew Tate?
I wonder if he just becomes like
maybe it's the
pops
car.
up in their.
It depends, right? 'Cause there's a lot of stuff he could be watching. Like maybe he's only consuming a certain part of what he's saying, but
maybe.
he can easily leak over, right? Like all of a sudden he's looking at the misogynistic stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for like getting into the Andrew Tate thing.
I'm up out of nowhere.
It was something that Ori mentioned before he came
totally
out.
that's
false.
right.
You know
I
I
was
edit
trying
this,
to-
right? You know I edit this.
I was just trying to like come back to it, but yeah.
Just tell me in your life, like what is something that you kind of came across that was very high quality, and you were like, wow, this kind of really changed my whole vibe when it came to actually putting the resources I need to get this high quality.
What I purchased is probably my first MacBook, and it wasn't even because of, oh shit, Apple is so fucking good, all this shit like that. It's more like I had a piece of shit laptop back in the day, and it like took forever to do anything.
Right.
So as soon as I had that, and like I brought it brand new, like cost whatever, but everything was like so much easier just because I didn't have to wait on something to like load like for 30 minutes. And for this next section, like just drag and drop to be like another 5 minutes. All this shit like got super expedited, and I was able to like just focus on the artwork and not the equipment I was using at the time.
Right.
And I thought like if I had that I only purchased it like my senior year in not high school and college, and I feel like if I had it from the start, my work would probably be like way more different. For sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that not having it though, like maybe drove you or touched you more?
Well, I feel like it made me more, not even saying more faster or anything, just because I was like, oh shit, okay, now I can just go like this.
Maybe like learn shortcuts.
Yeah, it made me kind of just be more, if anything, a bit more creative, like outside of the box. Like, how can I just do this within these parameters?
When did you really realize, when did you feel, because I feel as if it took a long time for me to like believe in my own work. Like it's one thing doing a creative endeavor over a certain amount of time, but for whatever reason, up until very recently, I didn't really like my own work. Like I didn't really enjoy to look at it. So when was that moment for you? Because for me, it was kind of not during the pandemic, but kind of just after it, when I would share my work with people, because I was printing posters of people, giving them portraits of themselves, and it became a whole thing.
Well, I just saw like my level compared to theirs. I kind of finally saw, oh shit, I'm actually not that bad.
Oh, so
I'm not saying they were bad, but I'm like, oh shit,
when
my
you
shit.
saw other professionals, you were like, oh wait, I am at this level.
Exactly. Like I felt like I belonged in a way.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when I came to where we're at now, ODWW,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, well, I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. Like this is where my level is at now. And
Right.
I can actually like flourish and shit.
Yeah, what about you?
I always want to be a student. I know that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Same.
There's always gonna be something.
Right.
And still now too, it's like I'm not gonna be the type where like, oh well, I'm it. You know,
Exactly.
I'm
I don't want to
sure.
settle. I don't want to settle.
And that too. I just want to keep on earning.
When did you? Oh, you said the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said it before. I was just, I don't know, man. I started actually listening to what people were saying, and I actually started believing it. You know, I didn't believe it at first. Oh, you're good. I like that.
It's imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
it's a
So-
thing. It's a real
Well,
thing.
and also another thing too is like, depends on who you hear it from. I'm not
That's
saying like
true. That's
every.
true too, yeah.
I like that. That's like the everyday person could like the uninitiated could be like,
Right.
oh shit, badass, crazy.
Right.
But when you hear that from like people at like your peers or people that you think are above you or anything like that, that's where you're like, oh shit, this is
Right.
Yeah,
like, that's cool. Like like you kind of feel it more.
That makes the most sense because when I heard it from Quinn, who's like an actual real director, like real commercial director, he was like, I picked you because I liked your shit. I thought you had dope shit. I was like, well, maybe I am actually pretty good at this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
I can take someone badass. So like,
that's when you look up to that person, or you trust that in that person's abilities, that helps you, whatever. So
well, back to that question about something that you made. I would say me and my friend Marcos, he's a buddy of mine from UTA. We both made a mural, like in
Freedom one?
Yeah, Freedom. Oh, another buddy as well, Pablo. He was there as well helping us out. Oh yeah, he got his phone.
oh, damn.
Yeah.
Dang, dog.
Yeah, it was his fault. That's one of those.
It was his fault.
Like he could have been painting and been fine, but he decided to sit down. His phone slipped. It was an alley and it got run over.
Yikes.
But back to the story. So yeah, just a mural though. Like we just made this mural, and I was like, that for me, it just felt like a big accomplishment, just because
I wanted a piece of Dow's now. Like it's
exactly like like I just wanted my.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to have your work out there,
Like I never had seen it. Like okay, I remember you talking about it, but I had never really seen it. And then one time I was driving through the street with Oscar and Abel, and I was like. I started kind of noticing more murals because I had just moved to that apartment. And,
It's like
I started paying attention more. And I was passing by, I was like, damn, that's a cool ass mural. And then Oscar goes, man, I hate that artist. And I'm like, who? And he's like, that's Carlos's. Well, he was just joking. And I was like, oh shit, that's Carlos's.
Yeah.
Where is this?
It's on Jefferson. It's like near Bishop Arts and like.
Well, I've probably seen it. Didn't even know. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a hidden gem because like
it's like not on the main road. It's like it's like the main road and then like a.
It's like you gotta look around it.
That's really dope.
Yeah, that's why I had never seen it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of hidden.
I thought it was like somewhere else, like not even in Jefferson.
But even to get the opportunity to even do that, I thought that was like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was a good accomplishment just because.
Yeah, that's part of Dallas.
Yeah, I know people tagged me and it. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool.
That's what's up. Well, on that, we'll end it. Thank y'all for watching Good Taste. We'll see you in the next podcast. Thank y'all for joining me. Peace, love, and happiness.